Okay, and we're live.
Okay.
Um, Welcome to the first Love and Hip Hop
Inaugural.
Atlanta Talk Party. I'm your host,
And
Charing Ball, and my
I,
co-host for today. Introduce yourself.
my name is Troy, out of Brooklyn, and I will be your co-host this evening for a recap and remixing of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season premiere. And it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Um,
As they say, let's jump right into it.
yeah, pretty much. Um, Honestly, I missed the first 10 minutes of it, so I don't know if you want to start there.
I can start there. You didn't miss much. First scene was the first 10 minutes was CJ and Jocelyn showing off the new house, and that is um, the White House is what he calls it, and it took 60 seconds for Jocelyn to show up and say she's the baddest bitch. I mean, that was coming. The tagline was coming. Um, and to be quite honest with you, it's pretty much um, the same dynamic, the same energy as it was last season with them. It's the same thing. It really felt like a pickup right where it left off, which is debatable. That's what we're here for. If that's a good or a bad thing, but
No,
that's
I agree with you. I definitely feel like it's definitely starting the same drama, and I don't know how I feel about that. It may be
me
early to
too.
judge, but I really don't care about Jocelyn, Stevie J, and Mimi no more.
hmm
You know, and I feel like that's what the season is still going to revolve around this year.
Yeah,
I
it
just
is losing some of its pop.
yeah, already.
It is.
And I feel
Yeah,
like the
off
new
top it
people.
is
I feel like the
because
new
it's like
people
it's
need
the
to.
same, huh?
No, I was just saying I feel like the new people need to bring it this year
Yeah.
because
Because if you, well, we're gonna, I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but if you look at, with the exception of the new people, if you look at all of the returning cast, it's the same. Well, we're gonna go through it, but it's the same thing. It's like they're picking up. It's like they're picking up where they left off last season. And you gotta, and as you know, and we're not deluding ourselves. Everybody in the world was anticipating and watching this season premiere tonight, and it's like I know everybody's just kind of like sighing, like okay. But usually that's how these shows start off. Let's try to be positive on that level. Um, but it was a little like, yeah, entertaining enough.
I
But
think that
they're gonna have to, like you said, they're gonna have to bring it.
I think everybody is tuning in this year because of the sex tape scandal. Number
Oh
one,
yeah.
and I think that's gonna probably carry the show.
hmm
You know, to see how that's going to be handled. I can definitely see that, you know, they're definitely going to incorporate that like really strongly into this season. Okay, what
Let's
do you
get into
think
that.
about?
Let's jump right into. You want to jump right into them?
Huh?
You want to jump right into the Mimi and the Nico thing?
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to
Okay.
ask you, what did you think about when Mimi was having lunch with the girls, Ariana and what is her name?
Erica.
What's her name?
Erica.
And Eric.
Erica.
Okay,
I thought,
when she was having lunch with them, and she started talking about yeah, we do sex tapes. Didn't you find that kind of
mm,
odd?
I thought that that whole conversation and that whole scene, I hate to say this, but it was so scripted
Yeah,
and it seemed so contrived and it did not seem, it seemed did not seem genuine at all. It was just like it was looking at each other with their eyes saying, okay, your turn, you'll go. Um, and Mimi will probably go down in ratchet reality TV history as the worst actress ever. Because she is not convincing in anything. Like, I just wasn't buying it at all. And I just don't understand how you can, and it's not like a thing for Jocelyn, but I don't understand how you could call her all these names and then you go around and do a sex tape. It's like it's just so contradictory and hip- hypocritical. But what Erica and what's her name, Ariane was telling her was true, but it just seemed a little disingenuous, like it was just scripted. And Mimi
So
wasn't
what I'm
trying to hear that.
asking is, what did you think about like that being even broached in the conversation? Like, didn't you find that kind of odd? Like, it definitely plays into your point about the show feeling more scripted this year than usual.
Hmm.
It's always been like a given that Love and Hip Hop, as well as a lot of these other reality shows, are scripted, to a certain extent. We definitely know that they definitely, create these scenarios for this action or whatever to happen, you
Hmm.
know. Um, so from the perspective of Mimi, who has always maintained that the sex tape or whatever was, leaked and all that other stuff, like, didn't you feel it odd that she would even mention the sex tape before the sex tape ever became an issue? Like, that's not something that you normally have
No, I don't think it's
conversation.
odd at all. No, I
It's
don't think it's
not
odd.
something that you normally have conversation with, with
Yeah.
people over lunch. Like, yeah, we do these sex tapes and blah blah blah. And then a few scenes later, you know, come to find out his gym bag is stolen, which has all the sex tapes in it or
Hmm.
whatever. Like, it just seemed that to me. I don't know who's writing this show this year. I don't know if the previous writer quit, but
Hmm.
they need to get that person back because whoever is creating these scenes this year are not. I don't know. It just seems like they are really not giving a damn.
Hmm.
Like, didn't everything just seem really cheap
It did.
this year? Like, for instance, I was looking. It's weird, like the things that you notice sometimes, but like the even the camera, the cinematography. Like, didn't it look like it was on at some uh, portions of the show, like it was on a handheld, um, cheap little camcorder or something that you get from Walmart.
Mhm. Well, like you said before, it's kind of always been like that with this show. But it was particularly the cinematography was a little grainy and it was a little shaky. Had a
Hmm.
kind of amateurish, kind of independent feel to it.
Which is
Um,
weird because we're into the third season now, and we should have a bigger budget, don't you think?
and
And yeah, it just seems
particularly this franchise, particularly this show,
right.
because VH1, this is VH1's bread and butter, just like Housewives is with Bravo. This is VH1's is bread and butter. So
Yeah,
you
and
would think Mona would put a little bit more money, like she definitely sure as hell ain't paying them, the money, so they could put a little bit more money into the production. I agree with you 100%. But I think that when it comes to Mimi and the sit down with Ariane and Erica, I think that it was scripted in the sense that it was Mimi was supposed to go in there and set her storyline up. She had to just had. I mean, what was she gonna say other than the sex tape thing? That's all she got. She got to go in with that.
yeah, but I just feel like
And
you could
by
have
the
put
way,
a little bit more effort into,
yeah.
trying to impress us, the viewers. What happened to my camera?
In a perfect world, I wouldn't ask you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why in the hell Nico looks so damn sour looking? Like, don't you look? When I say sour, I mean like sour, like a bad soury, like he just got a sour look to him.
Yeah, I just want to know why did
Where's
he have so many costume changes?
I don't
Like,
know. And then they look ridiculous in them black and the hat, the Mad Hatter shit. The fuck
yes,
going
like
on?
it was the suspenders and the acid wash. Like it was just way too much going on
It was.
with him, and he just. I was telling my sister-in-law because you know I don't have cable, right? So I had to
Uh,
go through hell just to watch this episode. I thought I was gonna be able to bootleg it, but of course, out of all the channels that's available on the internet, VH1 isn't one of them. So I was just telling my sister-in-law anyway. I was telling her like Nico just looks too old. I don't want
mhm.
to say that, but he just seems too old to be dressing like that. Like
Yeah. But what? But you let me ask you this. Let me ask you. Why do you think that to a degree it works for Stevie, but it doesn't work for Nico? And Stevie might just be older than Nico. What do you
it
think
does
about
not
that?
work for Stevie. Like I was looking at his little. What was that? Is he bringing a Gumby back? It wasn't even a complete Gumby. I don't know how you have a Gumby and a part in the front.
But
Like
let me ask you this. I tell you what, it worked, didn't it? It
no,
works, doesn't it? It does
no.
not. I don't know, man. I think Stevie could pull off a lot of stuff, man. It's just he could just pull it off, like because his bullshit is just as bad as Nico's, but Stevie has more charisma, and Nico is just
Nico is too
retired.
obvious.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, like he's just too obvious, and he doesn't have. Yeah, like you said, he doesn't have charisma. Like Stevie's whole thing is he's a jackass, but
Yeah,
he's a comical jackass.
right. 'Cause that nigga was like, he was like, when Jocelyn left, he was like, well, damn, she left me? He's like, oh, y'all want to go to Magic City? Then Zeno was like, okay, let's go. I mean, that's just fun. It was funny to me. Um, but that's just another scenario, another scene that has happened so many times before in other episodes, other seasons, where he and Jocelyn, and it was just too comical.
Well, let me talk.
But
Let me switch paths because I want to talk about who I'm really excited about seeing
okay.
this year. Um, is Deb. Like I live
Oof.
for Deb. Deb, Waka Flocka's mom.
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah, I live for her, and I'm really excited about seeing her this season. In fact, I don't even care about Waka Flocka. I don't care
hmm
about what's her name, Tamara,
Tammy.
Tammy.
hmm
Yeah, she don't really her storyline. I'm not really interested in it. Um, but Deb, I want to see how she gels with Mama D.
Well, couple of things with Deb. Do you, and the first one is a question. Do you think that that they are going to, in some way, try to soften her a little because she's rough, and I'm wondering if the way she was in this episode, she was not the very aggressive, intimidating Deb Annie that she was in previous episodes of previous season. And I wonder if she's going to be this kind of nurturing. And I don't want to see that Deb. I want to see that ball busting, hood, street, you know,
I actually
woman.
want to see that. I like and I feel like that was like that before. And what show was she on before? Was it Love and Hip Hop? Yeah, it was Love and Hip Hop. She
hmm
was
hmm
nurturing to Rashida. You know, I think that's who Deb is. Like Deb is just um she's hood, but she's
Yeah,
just regular. You know,
yeah.
like she still has that nurturing side to her and stuff. So that's what I really like. That's what I'm really anticipating seeing from her this season because I really feel like I wrote something on Facebook not too long ago about how about grandmothers and how we only
Mm-hmm.
see grandmothers a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sugary sweet, oh come here, baby, and give grandma
Mm-hmm.
some sugar or whatever. And not everybody grandmama is like that.
Yeah.
Um, so I do look forward to seeing how she interacts and
She is definitely interesting. I do like her. I like her too, so I don't want to get it, don't misunderstand. I do like her. It's gonna be really interesting to see how, like, just bringing her into the picture, how that's going to be, because she is a very interesting woman. I want to see how that, but like you said, Walker is so arrogant and so bored, and it's like, please, and the girl's not interested either. I don't know what this is about. So we might, it's kind of like a thing with Mama Joyce and with Mama D. They're more interested than their children in a lot of ways.
yeah, I think to what's really gonna hurt the franchise is that people are just getting, really tired of the relationship drama in
Mm,
general. Like that's gonna
yeah,
get old
it
after
does.
a while when it's the same thing, especially like it seems like this new girl is going through the same thing that um every other
Tracy,
character on the show goes through. Like who's the girl that she just replaced?
Tracy,
Yeah,
Tracy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just that, and we weren't into that. So why would we be into this?
yeah. I
So
agree.
I really,
It might pick up when she started beefing with Jocelyn. It might pick up. Who knows? It ain't definitely not gonna pick up with her, but it's Jocelyn might have to carry her the way she carries so many other people, women on the show, and so we'll see. We have to see about that.
all right. So I'm gonna move it along because I want to get through the rest of these characters, and then I want to raise a question,
Okay.
like have a real conversation about one of the themes that I thought of, and I know some of the themes that you have. But what do you think about Kurt and Rashida? Like, I'm kind of over their
I'm
situation.
over it. Sorry, Shireen, I'm over it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on my name.
Shireen,
It's
right?
Rang.
Shireen.
Yes.
Shireen, like a rain, like the slang version of rain. Okay. Shireen. Um, that conversation Kurt was having with his stepmom was ridiculous. I mean, the point, I understand his point. He had a valid point about kissing a newborn baby in the mouth and all that, but the exchange, the way they were going back and forth, was so scripted and so stupid, um, and I just don't, and I'm confused that Kurt, in the sense that you you don't know, you're not sure whether or not the child is yours or not, and you don't want anything to do with it, but then you're trying to protect the baby, and it's this, and that, and all that. I don't. It's just their storyline off top is already confusing as hell. I don't know where they're going with it. I just don't know. And Rashida, and I don't know. I don't get Kurt. Kurt is still wants to play the same. Mona was like, "You're gonna play the same asshole you played last season. There's gonna be no change, no growth, no nothing different. Don't stray too much away from last season." And it shows. That's what I think about that. It was so boring.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I agree. Like, I just don't even. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, that's
Yeah,
how over. Uh,
I feel you. Yeah, we can just keep it
yeah.
moving.
I'm over that. Okay. So finally, uh, what's his name? Scrappy. I just don't feel. How old is he? Like, I feel like if you're over 25, you should have like another name, like your real name.
Yeah, true.
But Scrappy and
Hmm.
Bambi, that situation. Can you just? I asked you this before we went on the air, but I really need to know the answer to this.
Uh-huh.
Why was Bambi on a bike?
Why was Bambi on the bike? Well, maybe she lives close by and she was just exercising because, Bambi got some tight abs and the body was tight. So maybe she
I don't
was
know.
exercising.
Okay.
I don't know.
But what do you think of that situation?
I think that it's this, you just take, Bambi has replaced Bucky in her hair, Bucky, and it's the same script. Scrappy looking confused as hell. He don't know if you're going or coming. And they jumping out. They already off top talking about, tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Bitch, what? Come on now. Come on. You just got on the show. You was just on one episode last season. And it's like now, there's no way you could have looked at this history of Scrappy and thought or think that you are going to. You didn't look at the tape? Come on. Bambi. I don't get it. I don't
Well,
get it.
I
I don't
get
get it.
because Bambi is just, I don't know. I don't want to say she's just getting some airtime, but she's show hopping at this point. Like you went from Basketball Wives and now you're in Love and Hip Hop. So I think that's a big part of her motivation. But outside of that, this is what I need to know from you.
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm-hmm.
a man,
Mm-hmm.
what does madly in care mean?
Say it again.
Madly in care.
That means that I care about you and I like being around you, but I don't want to be serious with you. You're not the main joint. You're not necessarily the side piece, first figuratively speaking, but you are. That means I care about you. That means I don't love you and I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I'm just saying I care, and that's what niggas do. And honestly, you can't blame. I mean, Scrappy was. You got to give him a small piece of credit for that. I mean, he just put it out there like, no, I'm not. I don't feel that way. And women, sorry, but women, you typically they force men into admitting that, saying that I love you and all that kind of stuff. They
What?
corner men and get them to say that when the men really don't mean it. I don't know why you women do that.
No, if you don't mean it, you just don't say it. Here's my thing. Why do you have
But
so
y'all
much?
can put that pressure on men to say it though.
Say that again.
Y'all put pressure on men to say it. Y'all make men feel some type of way.
No,
They
men put
feel like,
pressure on themselves because you don't have to be there. Like that's the whole thing. If you don't want that situation, you shouldn't be in that situation, right? And
well,
the
true,
only
but
way that you feel pressure,
everybody's not like
the
that.
only way that you feel pressure to into a situation. Well, how do you feel pressure into a situation? Because you either do it or you don't. Like there's what's the pressure? What's the pressure?
The pressure is not you, but the collective you, meaning women, women. You was just look at the way it was set up. He was sitting there, and she kind of was in his house and had him posted up saying, "Don't you love me?" Say, or you can't say you love me. And Scrappy looking like he don't know what to do. So he was like, "Yeah, I love you." Like so, that was just.
Wait a minute. So asking him a question was pressuring him because literally that's what she did.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Listen,
Answering.
we've been here for in this relationship or whatever this in care shit or whatever crazy label you just made up for so long, and I need to know because your mom just came to me and said a whole bunch of stuff out of the side of her mouth about you with other women or whatever, and I need to check your phone or whatever, and I need to know where do we stand and stuff, and I don't see how that is asking that question is grounds enough for someone to number one claim pressure, and then number two use the pressure excuse to just tell you any old bullshit.
A couple of months deep in the game, you on all that? That's too damn much. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
then you just say no. I don't love you. It's too early. We
Because
only been going
Sean, the
out for
thing
2 months.
this is the
What are
thing
you
with women.
talking about? Girl, bye with it. But you don't be like, how do you
Tell you
say you
something.
love somebody if you don't mean it?
Let me tell you something. Brothers probably would hate me for saying this, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because it is what it is. Y'all women, y'all, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Y'all give men too much damn credit. We are not that smart, and we're not thinking that deeply. All y'all do is sit around and think about relationships and what's going on. We sitting there, we're not thinking about it like that. Trust and believe. I'm here to tell you, men are not. Women are smarter than men.
But what does
Y'all
that
are
mean
thinking too
about?
hard. We're not thinking that deep. We're
Wait a
not.
minute
We're not
now.
thinking two
You
steps
don't need
ahead.
deep thought and contemplation to just tell somebody the truth. Like that doesn't require you to, break out the old philosophy books, philosophy 101 books from college, and meditate and pray to your pastor about. Like, it's not that deep. It's a
I
question.
hate to sound cliche. I hate to sound cliche, but it's that whole thing. That whole thing of the cliche that goes, "Honey, do I look fat?" Oh, of course you don't. When you know that bitch could lose a couple of pounds and this and that, but you know what if that brother said, "Yeah, yeah, you need to lose some weight." That's gonna be his ass. He ain't getting no more ass. You're gonna put him in the doghouse. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. That's
But
just the
how
way
do
it
you
is. Women
equate?
want to have it all their way.
You are equating um, a little white lie with a lie meant to deceive somebody into staying. Because this is what he's doing. He's not lying because he's stupid. He's
Hmm.
lying because he wants to get out the situation. And he doesn't want to man up and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
lying because it would mean that the answer, like the consequence of the truth, because truth sometimes has consequences,
Hmm.
he doesn't want to deal with. He doesn't want to, it's not about disappointing her, but it's about not getting access anymore. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He's doing that because it benefits him. So it's not because he feels pressured or because she asked him. She just literally scrappy. We've been hanging with for 2 months, this, that, and the third. I really like you. What's our situation? Maybe she does feel like she loves him. Like, people fall in love all the time, like real quickly. It happens. So she just
I think, Sean. I think that you're coming at this from um you know uh, it's almost like you're romanticizing um your point and how women when it comes to men in terms of communication and what they and when it comes to relationships when I just think that
no.
it's
How is it romanticizing them? No,
because
because
I think because it's too much too soon in terms of when
the
it in
truth is
terms of
too much too soon.
it's
Because
not
it
so
doesn't
much about the
matter. It
truth,
doesn't. Well, it is about the truth. It's
it's
the
about
question.
where you want
Question
to
that
be
she
in the
asked, and you
relationship at the
having enough
time.
respect for the question that she asked to give her an honest answer.
But why
And
is she
that's
asking
where
that question 2 months deep in a
it
relationship?
doesn't matter if she asked that 2 months deep or 2 days deep. Like, if she asks it, if she says, "Listen, this, that, and the third, I'm feeling this. Where do you feel right now?" or whatever, you don't make up no bullshit. You just tell her straight up how the fuck you're feeling, right? Right?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
weird.
you
It's not
can't if
romanticizing.
you feeling her
It's
like
not
that, if you feeling
romanticizing.
her like that,
Say that
if
again.
if if Scrap was feeling her like that, then yeah.
What
But
do you mean?
obviously
He's
he's
so
not now.
only. only if you are feeling a person like that is a person worthy of the truth.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I think that now had it been, for example, had it been Erica, if you just in the same Scrap's whole sensibility and his whole approach and feelings were different. And I know that he has a history with Erica and the child and all that kind of stuff. But with that withstanding, his feelings were different, are different for Erica than they are for because at the end of the day, Bambi is a quote unquote in his eyes a jump off. She's not nobody
Okay,
you
well,
want to be
if she's
serious with.
nothing to him, then it shouldn't be that difficult. Because I always figured, like, if it's difficult, where did I go?
Hmm.
Okay, if it's difficult, you know, ever to tell the truth, I would always think it's difficult to tell the truth with people that you really love and respect, not people you consider just a quote unquote jump off that's a side piece or whatever. You should be able to tell them the truth, like. But why? Again, I'm not hearing why we feel like it should
Well,
be different
maybe he doesn't want to hurt her
of the
feelings.
truth, huh?
Maybe he doesn't want to hurt her feelings because we know that Scrappy is not equipped to or has the capacity to tactfully articulate his feelings, emotions, and all that stuff. So
I don't
I
believe
think
in bullshit. I think
okay.
that people give him passes to not do that shit, to not tell the truth, to not articulate his feelings. And that's why it's low expectations. I don't think it's, romanticizing anything. I just honestly feel like um this is why Scrappy is the way he is. He is a goddamn man child. Like, if I've ever seen one. And his mom rules over his relationships, rules over his life. He's constantly, he really is like baby boy.
Yeah,
You know,
well, when you have a domineering mother and you have mama issues, and you've grown up your whole life with your mom telling you how to feel. When you're an adult and you've grown, you don't know how to feel and how to process your emotions on your own if your mother has been telling you how to feel your entire life. So it does come down to the common denominator being his mom, but I mean it is what it is. Now you're a grown ass man that don't know
yeah,
how to
but
make
that's
any
my point.
decision.
That's he's a grown ass man, and the only way sometimes that you learn too is if somebody teaches you, like life teaches you shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you pay attention to it, and I feel like people cut him a lot of shorts a lot of times, when they should be holding him to the fire. And I feel like, cutting him a short in this instance is just saying that basically um, we should just accept the fact that he's not smart or this is just Scrappy when and putting the onus on, Bambi because she dared to ask him a question where all he had to do was give an honest answer and just say, listen, this is what this situation is or whatever. But he's like, yeah, I love you, but I'm not in love with you and da 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 da. It's just way too much nonsense and bullshit, if you ask me.
Well, you giving Scrappy, and I think that you possibly are giving men again too much credit.
I don't.
They just aren't at that
No, I'm
place.
not giving them too much credit. It's not about giving them credit, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't. It's not about giving Scrappy credit. It's about
Hmm.
saying that Scrappy is dead ass wrong for this. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And the way that we rectify that is by pointing out that he's wrong in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
holding him accountable for this situation for not telling the truth and not just excusing it because it's scrappy and this is just how he's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because we can say the same thing for Bambi. We don't really know her home life. We don't know who her mother and her father is, you know, and how they play into why, you know, into what she has ultimately become. And nobody would give a damn about that if, you know, that ever came up. And um and nobody would use that as an excuse for her to be in that situation with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I think that, a lot of times, it's just my opinion, I think that women expect too much from men, and I believe in that whole thing of, a man will let a woman know when he's ready to commit, when he's ready to be in a long-standing relationship, and if he doesn't say it, or if he doesn't give you any signs, indications that that's what he wants, don't press the issue. Um,
I agree that if he's not saying what you want to hear, don't press the issue and just go ahead and do what you're going to fucking do. Go
mhm.
out and find somebody else or whoever else. I agree with that 110%. I do not agree with the idea that you should not even ask the question. I don't even see that as pressing the issue with even asking the question. Like, yo, where the fuck are we at? Because I'm feeling one kind of way, and if you're not feeling that kind of way, I'd rather not. You know, I need to know what to do with my feelings in this situation. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And if you can't even get a straight answer or whatever, if you don't get the answer that's good for you, I just really feel like, well, first off, as we see by the
Mhm.
previews, that he was lying any goddamn way, right? Because
Mhm.
he had somebody else on the side, um,
Yeah.
and apparently she's pregnant.
Mhm.
So, you know, again, that would have been a perfect opportunity. That conversation, he ain't had to go into details about who he was dating or whatever, but just made it clear that, listen, I'm dating other people, I'm dating you, this is what the situation is. But he didn't even do that. You know, he gave her some spin about some goddamn um, make believe shit, or what did he call it? Make believe shit?
Mhm. I can't remember exactly what it was. It
Uh,
was like,
uh, uh, um, a make friends. What was that shit called? A
I,
madly in care shit.
right. I don't think there's really nothing wrong with the Madly and Care thing. At least he's saying that okay, you talking about being direct and just being honest about how he feels. He by saying that he told her, I really do. You know how when people say, and I'm not saying that they are totally just synonymous, but when they say, um, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. That means that I care, and it just means that I care. It doesn't mean anything deeper than I really, really care about you. And that's sufficient enough. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, it may be sufficient if that's what you're, you know, into. But
Yeah.
some may she's not there. You know what I'm saying? And we have to respect and honor that too. I agree that, like I said, she needs to honor it for herself as much, you know, first, and not take that bullshit if that's not really what she's looking for from Scrappy. Um, like if she wants something more and he's just not filling what she wants, then she should um just let that shit go because it's just not going to end well. Those situations just never end well when a woman wants something more and he doesn't want it.
Right. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Because I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a close girlfriend that, and I've seen this pattern with a lot of, particularly black women. Black women get to a certain point in their life and a certain age where something clicks and they feel that whenever they come in contact with a guy or get in a relationship or get involved with a guy, they always put him to the fire and be like, look, the guy's just, quote unquote casually dating, but the woman is like, no, I'm at a point where I don't date just to date. I'm ready to settle down, and if you're not ready to settle down with me right now, then we can't go for. I mean, I understand that, and you being honest, and you being this and that, but you know, I don't know what to say to that. It's like women, a lot of black women get to a point where it's either you want to be with me or we're not doing anything, and that confuses the hell out of men, and it just
What is so confusing about that though? Like,
because
that's
they're not because that's totally like they're not. I'm telling you, niggas ain't thinking like that. They sitting there thinking,
we know
you
you're not
know,
thinking. We know what you're thinking. We know you're thinking for yourselves. That all that what guys ain't thinking about that. We know that. That's why women have the option to stay or to leave. Like, what is wrong with asking a guy what is this situation? Like, and if it's not good for her, to then make her decision as to whether or not she stays with him. There's
but
nothing wrong with that. Only reason why guys find that wrong, in my opinion, is because it does not benefit you. And that's what's confusing about it, because you're so used to having everything benefit you. And the moment that she says no, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, what's happening? My whole world is collapsing. I can't believe it. I don't understand. It doesn't compute. I'm not used to people saying no. Like, that's what it is. It's
it's
not because
maybe,
they're mad,
maybe,
because she said no.
maybe, but I mean, I still think maybe I don't know. I don't know. I still think that women they put men in these positions and say in this binary of either or, which is very, very unhealthy. And men just, either they appeal to a woman and say what she wants to hear, or they dip out. And either way, we're not winning. Y'all gonna bust our balls either way. So what the fuck are we gonna do?
What?
It don't say that don't make sense. Don't say that don't make sense. It's
No, it
either
don't make sense.
okay, women, it's either or. Either you want to be with me or you don't. And if he do, he's not. He's doing it because he's doing it to appease you. But if he, back off and fall back, why you ain't calling me? Why you ain't this? Why you ain't that? Why you ain't that? Come on now, tell me that ain't true.
Said what?
What I just said. Tell me what I just said is not true.
What are you saying?
Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. Women wanted put men in a kind of pose it to men and say either you want to be in this relationship or you want to be with me or you don't. If you
Okay.
do, if you do, the man is saying yes to appease the woman. But if he falls back and does not want to commit and falls back and just kind of fall back, why you ain't calling me? Why you ain't this? What happened? Why you aren't communicating with me? All that. So it's like men can't win for losing with women
Not, and
today.
don't fucking tell the truth. You can't win from losing. Like, why was your scenario if you had a woman and she says to you, either you want to be with me or not, and then your first option was that you lied to her, and then your second option was that you fall back from her. Where was in that option was A, telling the truth, you know, where why was the first option that you automatically lie? Like, why not just tell the truth? Like, you don't
Okay, so okay, look, men. Okay,
you're gonna
um,
tell me that men lie and that's just the way it
no,
is.
I was gonna tell
I
you. I
don't
was no, what I was
that
gonna say was men should not lie to women, but they do. and they're going to. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but
Hmm.
it's not right, but that's just the way.
No, you are saying that's just the way it is. Men are going to lie. Men are going to do
Yeah,
whatever
and
they
I hate to say.
do.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's just the react. That's just what it is because I'm sorry, Sean. That's just
I
the
don't
way that it
accept
is.
it. I'm sorry. I just do not accept. Well, I just do not accept that people should feel entitled to lie to me, and that
True, I
I'm
agree.
not deserving of the truth. No, no, no. I don't accept it. That I'm not deserving of the truth. People will treat you how you let them treat you.
True, true. I agree 100% with that. Um,
So I
but
don't.
until
Only
men,
people listen. If he lies to you, then where's the respect? Where's the respect, and where's the motivation for me to stay in that situation? Like, to me, that's a sign that I shouldn't. If you can't even be straight up and honest from the beginning about what the situation is, and giving me the opportunity to make my own decision, that's the real respect, is giving women the option of making her own decision. I don't give a damn how society sets it up where men get to do whatever they want
yeah,
to.
that's where I was going with that. I was like the way I'm not saying I'm co-signing it. I'm not co-signing it
But
or
you
making an
are
argument.
co-signing it.
No, I'm not co-signing it.
You
I'm just
are. You
putting
said
it out there as what
that's
it is.
that's just the way
I'm saying
it
it
is.
is what it is. I'm not saying that it's right because, but the way society is set up is,
Is
it's
that
just
I should automatically expect that a man is going to lie to me, and it lie to me when I ask him a question. Like, if I have to expect that, what is the point? What is the point?
well, you just have, then that's a bigger conversation about how, men are raised and conditioned to, in how they relate to women. And that, again, that all starts in the home.
Yeah, and it also starts with expectations, just like I was saying earlier. It's more than just his mother raising him that way. He's then aided by other women. He's protected. He gets this protection from everybody because everybody keeps saying that's just the way it is, instead of just saying, no, Scrappy, you got to man up and shit or get off the pot. You know,
Well, Erica said that to him.
Erica didn't
They,
back it up
oh,
until just now, until now she has finally moved on, I think, you know. Um, but that's what it takes. It takes people holding him accountable. Like, remember last season when people they all showed up for his when he went to rehab
mm-hmm.
press conference and all. What the fuck are you having a press conference for? Like, that's just something you tweet. Like,
Yeah.
you don't bring the media into the
Yeah,
not
that was for show. That was for the
yeah,
show.
but everybody showed up to see him off to rehab and shit, like for a weed addiction.
For a week. I think it was
For
a
a
couple
week.
of weeks.
Right, exactly. You say, like, get the fuck out of here, Scrappy. Like, you would have called me with this shit. I would have hung out. Like, don't fucking call my phone with this dumb shit. Like, fucking rehab for a week for weed. Just stop buying that shit. Like, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah. What would you think about Mama D lied to that man that Bar one about her age?
When was where they at bar one?
They was at Bar one
Oh God, the
and
crossover
she
is
asked him how old he was. He said he just turned 40. And he said, "How old are you?" She said, 50.
is she? Well, how old is Mama? How old is she?
I don't know. I would think she's probably in her mid 50s though. I don't think she's 50. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It was just funny the way she paused before she said her age. Um, I do think she looked like a cracked out broke Angela Winbush though.
That's not.
Um.
See, listen. I said that I'm not talking about no one's appearance anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's
No,
my
no,
thing. You can say
why
whatever
is
you
that?
want
That's
to.
cool,
I'm
but
just
why is
saying
that?
that I'm not doing it anymore. Um, I'm just not. I'm gonna exercise. What is going on with this camera? You see me? Okay. But check this out. We got like 4 minutes left, so I want us to do.
Oh, okay.
I
Go
told
ahead.
you it goes by fast.
I know. I'm
Uh,
comfortable now.
yeah, I know, right? It took us a while to like warm up into it, but yeah, I like that little discussion we went on. Um, but yeah, give me some predictions for this season.
um, I think that we're gonna get the same storyline with Stevie and Jocelyn. I think Rashida and Kurt are going to that whole thing is just going to kind of wane out, and I think that possibly if it doesn't pick up, if it doesn't, generate any heat, I think Mona is going to ease them out of the picture, possibly. Um, I think that with Deb Adney is going to. I don't think Walker's going to be, that involved with the show, really, to be honest with you. I think that um, it's going to be kind of like Deb and Tammy, his fiance. Um, I think the Nico, Mimi, and Stevie J thing is going to really, really pick up. Um, Scrappy's same thing. He's going to get him. He's going to be more confused than he was last season. Um, and that's it. I mean, I don't. That's probably. I think it's just pretty much going to be the same as it was last season. Might be a few little kinks here and there, but I think that's pretty much what I predict for. What you think?
My big prediction is that Jocelyn is not going to have a major storyline this year.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's nothing really revolving around her. It's really going to be Stevie J and Mimi and Nico
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I don't really see her being a factor this year. Um, I just feel like this is going to be a boring season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't want to say this, but I just started noticing like last season it was kind of like so.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like the best
Towards
season,
the end.
huh?
Towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, I don't know. To me, I feel like this is a make or break season. Like, if it doesn't do anything, like they don't come up with anything original, I don't think it's going to like it may come back for another season, but then I don't think it's going to last. And I just really find it odd that they didn't really put out like that many press pictures of the whole cast. You know how they usually do the the thing where they all line up and they all pose or whatever.
Right.
They didn't
Yeah.
have any of those pictures out this year, so it's just some weird stuff that I'm just noticing from like the, the production value and
Mm.
all this other stuff, the stunts, the obvious script writing.
But Sharon, Mona is the
Oh my
devil.
God,
She's Satan.
don't work on my name. Like
I'm sorry. Shireen, Mona is the devil. And I think um she's looking at it as less money in production in paying them and less money in production and more money in my pocket. Possibly.
I don't know, but I just really feel like that's my prediction for this year that um I don't know. The previews, I'm just not really impressed. We'll
Mm,
just see where this goes for the rest of the season. But all right,
okay.
I think we're done for tonight. Um, Not bad for our first
Good.
episode.
It
Yeah,
wasn't.
it went by pretty fast, and you know, next week will be better. We'll start on time.
Okay. So next week, like right after the show, and then 9:30 again.
Hmm.
Right
But
after
yeah,
the
we're
show.
still we're still taping, so yeah, make sure to catch us next week. Same time, 9:30, right after Love and Hip Hop, where we'll have our love and hip hop discussion, where we discuss love and hip hop.
All right, and thank you guys for the people, the viewers out there supporting us, and we'll definitely have more for you next week.
All right, take care.
All right.
All right, peace.